such a beautiful. I like. I think most of us would have only heard or listened to the Dashara aspect of the 10 days, but this is the first time when you are correlating it to the 15 and the 16th aspect of Lalita, and very beautifully linked to the digits of the moon. And we know we have great many references to the moon relating to the Devi or the Shakti aspect. She herself adorning the crescent, and she herself, having the moon as her ear stud. So we have heard all these stories, right, of Abhirama Pandita, where she just throws the ear stud and it becomes the moon. So a lot of um, resemblance and a lot of linkages between that. So, ma'am, when you say that, the 15-day upasana, which is a very new thing for me also, because I also haven't heard about it. It's a very nice thing, because most of the worship which we do, it ends with the Dashara, with the Vijayadashmi day, the 10th day. So is it for specific upasakas who wish to take it ahead for the next 5 days also, who wish to go to the, like, as you rightly said, that 9 months of the Garbhavasa, and then you are born on the 10th day. So probably the rest of the people leave it after they are born and they're back to the world, and the rest of the people want to take it ahead in the spiritual journey till the 15th or 16th day. So it would be great if you could say a bit more about the significance of the last 5 days, after the Dashara day, after the Vijayadashmi day.
So when I asked the same question to my guru, my Upasana guru, they were explaining the guru. I have two of them. One who has given me the initiation, and the other guru who always guides me, because she is very much active in most of these. Even to share her thoughts through books and things like that. So she was saying that one has to follow through the austerities for the 10 days. So it is not easy to follow for 15 days. So then slowly over a period of time, they had reduced it to 10. For those who are traditional upasakas following this method, they are still going on with the 15 days. So as I said, the worldly aspects come into the picture. Today we all celebrate Navaratri with, how we celebrate, right? All festivals. It is more about the worldly aspects, and unfortunately less about the spiritual aspects of it. So if you are rigorously wanting to go beyond that point of to go to the deeper communion, then you have to have patience and complete that entire course until the 15th, because the waxing moon has the special significance with the Nityas, and it promises you a lot more in terms of what you want out of this life. Out of the Purusharthas, is it Dharma, Artha, Kama, and the fourth one, Moksha. Most of us stop with Dharma, Artha, Kama, right? So for that Moksha level, if you are interested, then and only then you need to go into it. Otherwise, you can imagine, like most of us today also imagine without any ritual practices, that it is all Advaitam and I need not do any Anushtana or I need not follow any Achara, because after all, Aham Brahmasmi. Now, that is a very easy way to get out of all this. So you need to have certain discipline, and it is not difficult if you make it a part of your life. If you're able to do it for all the 15 days, then you can remove the dolls on the 10th day, and then you can go on continuing with your doll is only for the worldly aspect, right? The fact that you are respecting Lalita's presence in every aspect of nature, and the Kalasha is most important. But the way Navaratri is celebrated with pomp and on an extremely base level as well is something we need to laugh at and say that how come man is made everything converted into his own vasanas and made it.
Yeah.
But it is to be, if you follow that, this particular time, both the Navaratris, the one where there is in the month of April, which comes, and then with Ramanavami as a central part there, and here, which has got the Bala Puja on the 9th day, it is very significant because you are looking at that Bala and that Saraswati Rupam, that you have got that purity, that you come to that the white form, the complete eternal purity, and that with that you are starting your new course of life, and there it is very fast. Your progress is very fast. In 5 days you can achieve what you wouldn't have achieved in a month.
Right, right.
So even otherwise, on a regular basis, if we are respecting, see, Ekadashi Vratam, as I was saying, our scientists today come up with saying that every 15 days you have to have, but this is exactly what man followed, because again, the moon has a great significance on our mind, our body, every system.
Right.
So why that 11th day? So in that Navaratri Puja also, after the 10th day when you are fasting, but 11th day again there is, you have to follow the 11th, 12th, then there's the Pradosha Puja.
Right.
Right? When Shiva is dancing and she is descended, he's next to you, she's next to you. Both of them are there right on your, where you're lighting a lamp and saying Om Namah Shivaya during Pradosham time, or even offering that some puja you do, they are there to bless you. So one benefits through all those things. So then I don't think we would be so hassled. Even now, there is hope that if we are bringing out the scientific truths, we have to make a laboratory analysis to suit the modern science of how the facets of the moon affect us. Whether it is your digestion, whether procreation, all these aspects, they were purely based on science of the human body, the anatomy. And even Natya Shastra, Bharata has recommended even what you eat as a sweet after you're doing your practice. Every exercise, the asana, the pranayama, the ashtanga yoga within it, we are not respecting that. We are not even doing a warm-up. You directly go into something, you're going to fall sick. So you need to have that Shastra basis. When you're doing a Navaratri Puja also, or you're putting the dolls, you have to respect our tradition. It cannot become just a fashion statement.
Right.
Like the arts are also becoming and getting diluted. So it has followed this puja vidhi has come out of all these higher levels. When Shankara gave us this wealth of knowledge with the Sri Chakra established in all the great temples, means that there was already a time for one to look within. There was so much deterioration in dharma that one has to go look within. This is a very beautiful way to not only offer the puja and get the rewards for the iha, but also for the para, both the worldly and the otherworldly level. So let's pray, Subramaniam, that all our efforts during this Dasara season are, paid attention to by ourselves, and if we can follow certain discipline, with that discipline, give our sadhana, whether music or natyam or puja, along with natyam sadhana or sangeeta sadhana, if we can give a few minutes for this kind of a puja vidhi and worship with a guru's guidance, I'm sure the sky is the limit for all of us.
And also, it's, ma'am, very interesting because especially you mentioned about the 9 month the Garbhavasa with the 9 days and the 10th day as a birth. And Garbha is the way even in Gujarat they treat the Navaratri, and they treat that as that when there is it, we are still in the womb and it is developing. So all this has been there in our tradition in different parts of the country in some way or the other. The ancestors have already introduced it. As you rightly said, now probably the core substance is gone away and probably only the shell remains in terms of the external paraphernalia. But we need to get back, also reinstate the core, because
There are
today,
several sadhakas, if we can discover them, and then many of them would not come out in the open, because even here I did not utter many things which I am not, it's not fair on me to
true,
dilute something which is a very heavy substance. But I was just trying to throw some light about these esoteric aspects which connect the worship of Lalita. But what when we are having certain people, few handful who are meditating on behalf of all of us, a few yagnas are still continuing in the whole world, right?
correct,
So
correct,
there is some puja happening to the Sakshat Devar or the Surya or the Chandran or even the Agni and all those, which we don't do in today's times. So that gives us hope that it's not wiped out. And if we are having more and more people who are avid to get to the real substance, now whatever be the theoretical knowledge,
yeah,
whatever your mind has accumulated as intellectual wealth, ultimately it is of no use. If you want the taste of that Lalita Sundari of the mother, you have to empty yourselves. Because the fact that she makes you think about her, the fact that she makes you talk about her, is all her blessing.
absolutely,
So the main point is the deterioration of ego. Dashami is cutting it, it makes you born without ego. Imagine, can a child say boast of himself as I, me, and mine? It's only after the first so many number of years that he even recognizes something as mine and I.
correct, correct,
So even that gestation period, if you consider as you're wiping out your prarabdha karma or sanchita papa, whatever, and then you're out, you
beautiful,
have got that beauty, that madhuryam, that sweetness of a newborn child, and then you climb up and then you take her on the Purnami day. She's all effulgent there, but that tenderness, that humility, that complete surrender is important. Otherwise, the Vidya is going to, whatever you acquire, you're going to get ruined, and you're going to, instead of becoming a Brahma Rakshaka, you may become a Rakshasa, which is what happens in many cases.
right,
This is where she can even delude you. The moment you start feeling it is I and mine, and that even with that power which comes, you, if you are going to think of ways in which you can indulge or get consumed by that, or make people deranged or follow you with that, then she's going to take the rod and then hit you at the right time. So most important is you become completely raw on the 10th day. You want to end at it, you end there. You want to proceed further, you can go on like a upasaka traditionally would do. And not only Dashara, every month, every day is respected. Tithi has to be seen by all of us. Unfortunately, even uh, only the day when you pass away, people are looking for a tithi to be able to come out with some ritual for the name's sake. But every tithi is important. Why do they say Amavasyas? Why Paurnami? So man wouldn't have disorders, whether it is a child problem or birth or even. I'm sure if you respect our shastras properly and try to follow, of course, within the modern limitations that you have. Agreed. But throwing it all out and then only using the social aspects of it for acquiring again your artha and your kama without dharma, forget Lalita. It's not. She won't. You should be born again and again, Punarapi, and then go to.
True.
If you want a way out of it, then you need to string yourself into that direction. And she will give you that anugraha. So it is like Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara happens. Tirodhana and anugraha, you proceed further and further, and anugraha comes on the 15th day.
Yeah. Amazing, ma'am. And this is actually what you beautifully you have put everything in perspective, because it takes the topic not just, though we discussed about Lalitambika and we discussed about Navaratri, it takes to the broader sense of the Sanatana Dharma itself, because all this is part of that big thing that has been given, the treasure that has been given to us. And it's all about how we respect it and how we try to taste it by implementing in our own lives, and not just maybe intellectualizing about it, but also trying to put it in practice and see. I think it's a great message, ma'am. I'm sure all of us, at least we will take some inspiration out of this and try to, do something in our lives and try to implement this during this time. But I'm really extremely grateful to you, ma'am, for this wonderful session. I know that there are so many aspects that you typically deal with and you speak on, and you detail it out. And for us, for the level we are in, I think you have nicely brought it out in a shorter period of time. You have tried to give us a glimpse. Let's see in future, ma'am, of specific areas of interest. Probably we can still collaborate and see how we can enlighten us on more such topics, on specific topics maybe in the future. But for now, I'm really happy, ma'am, that we could do this during this time of Dasara.
Thank you so much, Subramaniam, and wish you all the best.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, Rasikas, as you saw, all our rituals, all our festivals, whatever is being told by our rishis, by our ancestors to us, everything has a meaning, has a significance. See, this very form of even Navaratri, Dasara, the 9th day as the Garbhavasa and the 10th day the child being born, the same tradition being adopted in the northern part of the country as the dance of Garbha, the very term being that, and erasing yourself completely of all your egos, your vasanas during those 9 days, because the child in the womb is like that. It has no memory, it has no acquired memory, it has the memory of the past, but it is wanting, as Kapila Maharshi says in the Bhagavatam, that it is praying to the Lord those 9 months that, oh Lord, may I be born, and immediately start praying you so that I don't have a birth again. That is the concept probably that we should take up during the Dasara, where we pray those 9 days to the mother. And when we are born on the 10th day, we are then working on those next 5 days to ensure that we reach the ultimate goal of life, as mentioned in the Upanishads, of realizing ourselves and reaching her lotus feet. So there couldn't have been a better session for us during this time to enlighten us on this topic. Please do keep watching all the other sessions that are happening during this month, which is specifically dedicated for the greatness of Shakti, for glorifying the greatness of the Divine Mother, the Navaratri series. Please do keep watching all other sessions. To do visit, like, and subscribe the sessions on FB page as well as the YouTube channel of Subhu's Corner. Until we meet next for the next session, Namaskar.